7 tips to research and present wedding options that will fit your client's visions. Tip number 1, ask the right questions during the consultation. But it's really, really important that you are able to summarize what it is that your client is looking for and then match what they want to a venue that's going to fit their needs. And what's interesting about what we do as destination wedding planners is there's 2 sides of what we offer, right? We're trying to get a vision for their wedding and their wedding ceremony, their wedding reception, but we're also have to get their vision for the vacation side of things, right? Because this isn't just a one and done, one day wonder type of situation where other, traditional weddings, all they need to focus on is just that one part, is just the day of the wedding and the elements they want and the vision they have for that. But we also need to ask questions and get clear about what type of experience do you want to have at the resort for your vacation side. There's kind of 2 parts to our consultation, and you can kind of do your consultation however it flows naturally, and that's usually what I do. And it's interesting because when you are asking these questions, you're asking them things oftentimes that they have not thought of. And that alone shows that you are an expert. Just by asking a question that they have not yet thought of that was important or realized that they should know the answer to, shows that you are an expert. It's a brilliant, brilliant way to be able to really showcase your expertise and your value just by having a conversation, right? Tip number 2 is to start with a summary statement of why you feel it's a good match. So you've gone through the consultation with them, they've signed your contract, they've hired you, they want to work with you. You got to start researching, right? We've got to know what we want to recommend for them. But when we're sending the recommendation, the first thing you want to start with is that summary statement of why you feel it's a good match. Hey, Joe and Anna. Hey, Joe and Anna, for my first recommendation for your destination wedding, I wanted to recommend XYZ resort. The reason why is because blank. And you want to kind of have like a quick summary that you know is going to compel them based on this consultation that you had. See, when you have the consultation, you ask these questions, you understand what it is they're looking for and what's important to them. Then all you're doing is reiterating that these are important to them, and this is why, because you want these X, Y, and Z things in your wedding and in your wedcation, the vacation side, then this is why I'm recommending this ABC resort, right? Then you want to list out highlights of the resort as well as some highlights of the wedding side of things. So when it comes to highlights of the resort, right, like you can say all the rooms are junior suites, all the rooms face the ocean, whatever the things are, like all the rooms have concierge service or whatever it is that's important to them. Like, right, we want to, that's why you ask the right questions, because then when we're listing out these highlights, then we know we're matching what it is that they're looking for. And then you also want to list out some highlights of the wedding. And that could be maybe really great inclusive wedding packages that are great value, really great wedding venues, including a wedding venue that is, that offers an over the water, let's say that's what they want, right? So you're just kind of like pointing out like, okay, this resort has the elements that you're looking for. The highlights of the resort, we've got to work smarter, not harder, right? And so there are going to be times where we're going to recommend a resort to another couple, the same resort to another couple. So what I recommend is, start creating, some documents where you've got this bullet point of these highlights of a resort, what makes 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 things about their weddings, the highlights, just, some quick bullet points that people can kind of just like skim over and look at, right? Where it's not like overwhelming reading an entire book. Okay. But what you want to do is have that on a Word document, have that somewhere where you can just always copy and paste it and make a few tweaks. So your first time you're researching something, it was going to take you a little bit longer. But then once you have it, you have it. Okay. Now, how you deliver this is all up to you. That's up to you. If you want to create some beautiful, thing in Canva and do it that way, you can do that. Okay. So tip number 4, this is something that does take a little bit of time, but again, same thing. Once you do it, save it and use it again. So you want to research videos and photo albums of real weddings and point out to your client what you think they're going to like. Say, hey, I chose this video because I really wanted you to see their ceremony reception. I really wanted you to see their not ceremony reception, ceremony venue. I really wanted you to see their reception venue. I wanted you to see their decor. I wanted you to get a better feel for the overall, experience and the attention to details or the customization that this resort will provide. Like maybe it's not even a match for their exact vision, but it shows how talented the on-site team is to take your wedding vision and completely customize it to be exactly what it is that you want, right? So you want to have some video, you want to have some real photo albums. If you can, if at all possible, try not to send video and photo albums of a direct competitor, but try to find, like, especially for the photo albums, a professional photographer who shot a wedding at that resort, right? And a professional videographer who did a wedding of somebody at that specific resort. And then, of course, keep the links saved somewhere on that same highlight sheet that you have. Keep the links to those real weddings and just have several of them. 5, share the approximate cost for the guests to ensure it will fit their budget. So let's say, for example, your client reaches out to you and they want to get married October 2023. Well, you go to look for prices and there's nothing to price, right? We're not going to ask for a group quote just because we're making a recommendation to a couple, right? We just kind of have to get some estimates. So what I do at that point is I would just price out a regular vacation for 2 adults, without the airfare, in October 2022, just like if the 2023 rates weren't available, right? So then I would just look at October of 2022 and just kind of make a little bit of an assumption of what they can expect. And let's say it ends up being $425 a night for 2 adults. So then I might tell my couple that we can anticipate, that this will fit within your budget, your required budget. Rooms are probably going to be about $500 a night, right? Then I'm not like overshooting too much, but I'm also being wise enough not to say, oh yeah, it's probably going to be about 400. No, because then they're going to be like, I thought you said it was going to be about 400. This is 500 a night, right? So you rather overestimate than underestimate. Okay, tip number 6, let them know the benefits of hosting their wedding group at the resort, also known as what's in it for them. So we want to make sure that we're listing out, and you may not want to list out every single thing. Like some of these resorts really give a lot, right? But you might want to do the highlights, or you may, reach out to the on-site wedding coordinator and say, hey, I'm going to be recommending your property to a destination wedding couple. Can you send me some information on, the wedding packages? And can you send me some information on any group inclusions or, standard group inclusions or something like that, right? So if they have that like on a PDF or something that you can just attach, great. But it's still good to kind of list out some of the highlights of that right in the information that you're sending them, just so that they know, okay, we have the opportunity to earn a free cocktail reception or a free dinner or, 3 free rooms or whatever it might be. And just kind of like highlighting those types of things, because everybody wants to know what's in it for them. And so this is all part of the process of what, increases this value of why this resort is going to be a good fit for them. Okay, wedding package information. So I kind of already touched on this. If you don't have this, contact that resort wedding team. Let them know you're recommending the resort to the client. So if they have several different packages to choose from, if they have wedding inspiration themes, if they have different, like, oh, here's the free package, here's the middle package, here's the, any other type of custom things, if you wanted to send to them, if like this couple wants detail, like after talking to them, they want to know the bottom line, like that you need to send them how much the violinist is going to cost and the DJ and the dance floor, and like try to get as much information as necessary for those couples that need all of that information. But it all starts with the consultation process, and I cannot preach this enough because the reason why I see a lot of planners, a lot of agents struggle, they have not taken the time to put a process in place for this consultation process, and they haven't asked the right questions to their couple. And this is literally a piece of the puzzle that made a huge difference in my business. And of course, if you have any questions, and as you're watching the replay, just go ahead and put those in the comments, and then that way I get notified and can answer those for you. But thank you so much for joining me today. Have an awesome rest of your day and a great week, and we'll see you later.